G'day guys, Cam back here at the Battler Workshop. Well, we have an addition to the workshop. It's a new Victoria model U2 milling machine that I've just picked up from an old mate of mine, Mike. Mike actually used to teach me many years ago during my apprenticeship at college, and he used to teach metallurgy, which was a difficult subject at the best of times. It was made even more difficult the fact that it was straight after lunch, and me and the boys would go down to the Eureka pub, have a mixed grill and a few pots and come back, and it was very hard to try and concentrate in the afternoon, especially if the sun came through and things warmed up a little bit in that lecture theatre. But yeah, good old days. So that's how I bought the milling machine off. What you're going to see is a bit of a montage of different cameras that have been used to take different shots coming out of Mike's workshop and getting it over here and into mine. So we've used a truck with a tailgate lifter, and it's a mate of a mate of a mate. So we did that at mates race. So it was very cheap to get it over here, I can tell you. But it was certainly worth it. It made the job so much easier. One thing I do mention too in the video is if anybody has a manual or can scan a manual for me on this U2 Victoria milling machine, universal milling machine, and somehow get it to me, or I've got a couple of questions throughout the video too on some of the operations on the milling machines too. If someone might be able to enlighten me a bit on that as well, that'd be great. Alright guys, we'll see you in a tick. Alright, so how you doing, Mike? So that's the new mill sitting over there in Mike's workshop. We've got it hooked up in the crane, and we'll get it out to the tail lifter that Linton's brought along with him. So that's its last home, fellas. Alright, let's get to work.
Need to know when I'm right off now, mate. Easy. Hold out. Now I thought. Back a bit more, mate. That's it, that'll be heaps of mate.
Is that plate okay there when you're safe?
Yep, that's fine now. How are we looking?
Looking good, mate.
We all good?
Yeah, looking good, mate. All right, come forward. Keep going.
Straight in, are we going?
Straight in, mate. And just screw him a little bit. I'll have him out in the open here so I can do some work on him, mate. Just going to have a little tiny bump here, mate.
I'll take a little bit of run up.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, straight back. That's
More square to the wall, sorry.
No, you're cool. I can move that around to the crane.
There's just a hole there, I don't know if that's going to be affecting when you put him down anywhere.
No, he's alright. You come back this way a little bit further, mate. Just a touch, right, that'll do it. Right, let's get some shocks underneath here, and we're done.
And fingers?
Fingers out of the way. There we go.
I've got it.
That's great. He's not even sitting on that one. It's fine. 3-point contact.
Alright, you happy with that there?
Absolutely, man. Marvellous, mate. Marvellous. Alright guys, here's the addition to the shop. It's the Victoria Model U2 milling machine. Probably sometime in the 1950s. And it is very heavy. And it's absolutely perfect size for what I've been looking for the last number of years. It just happened that Mike decided he wanted to sell it, so I made him an offer and we had a bit of a barter, and we came to an agreed price between the both of us, and it's now in my workshop. Has been through the walls a little bit on the table. There's a couple of imperfections where tooling has hit here and here. A couple of the odd drill holes that have gone through, so I'm going to go through and repair those with the Belzona Super Metal, the 4-1s. So we'll do a process there where we draw any oil that's in that casting out, rough it up, and then apply the Belzona. It is a universal model, and that the table does rotate up to 45 degrees. At the moment it's got a single phase motor in it that Mike fitted. I will put the 3-phase motor back into it so that I can run it through an inverter, and I can do speed control rather than doing the pulleys. So there is a two-stage pulley system in the back there. And this particular unit has the lever selectors for the speeds and feeds, unlike the later models that have the capstan arrangement. And there is something I will ask any of you guys that may have one of these mills, whether it's a Victoria or an Elliott, as they were branded later. On this side of the mill, the table turns very, very freely with very little backlash. It's almost no backlash at all. Both the Z and the Y axis don't have any backlash either. But in this end here, it almost looks like it goes through a little stage gearing arrangement. It's very, very hard to turn. There are some balls inside there that I'm assuming are some sort of detent. Maybe there's a clutch that gets released, and maybe this is a drive for doing helical gears. I'm not sure. The two shafts, the input shaft and the actual screw, are on different planes, so it says there's some sort of transfer gearing that's in there. But if anyone can enlighten me as to what this is for and how it works properly, I'd be very interested. And anybody who may have a manual, a parts manual, that may help me out when I do strip this down, because I do intend to strip it down and give it a good going over and a new paint job. I think it's a very good candidate for that, and I think it's going to come up very well. But as I said, if you do have a manual, please get in touch with me. Maybe there's something we can do. And he's going to sit quite nice in the corner there underneath my my big screen TV. As I mentioned in the trailer, we did get a big cache of extras that came with this. We've got a big compound head, not proprietary to this machine, but has been modified so that it fits this machine and runs very well. Big dividing head. We've got proprietary vertical head. We've got a slotting head. We've got the vise in the back there. Looks like they actually came off a shaper looking at the base that's on it. We've got the two arbor supports. Got lots of tooling. I've got a Clarkson there that I haven't seen for ages. That's what I used to use when I was in the machine shops. We've got the table clamps. Got a couple of horizontal arbors in there. Got lots and lots of ISO 40 tooling. Got a banjo fitting over there. I don't know if that's for setting up off the table for helical gear cutting. We do have a big Seiko insert tipped facing cutter. That's a big beastie in very good condition. A couple of angle plates, lots and lots of little ancillary pieces that came with it as well. So very, very pleased with what I got from this. And also, I don't know if you've ever seen these before, but I've got rubber flex collets, and they're a Bernard rubber flex collet. They are actually a rubber. I've never seen them before and never used them before, so if someone knows anything about them, let me know. Alright guys, we'll leave it at that, and we'll get things tidy up. The first thing I do want to do is make up a trolley caddy that I can put all this gear on and get it off the floor, because it does take up a fair bit of space. So I've got a design I've done, so we'll go through that. That'll be the first thing, get things into place. Alright guys, we'll catch you soon. Cheers for now.